there, welcome back to thinktankonlinelearning. In this video, we're going to look on assembly drawing. So what we want to do, we're given a problem and we want to draw the sectional front view on the cutting plane AA. So this is the cutting plane AA. I'll explain what it means later. And we also want to draw the plan. Okay, we're given some instruction. Do not show the hidden detail of the nut. Okay, so now we have our parts. So this is the front view, this is the plan, this is the front view, and we have this part, it's bush, this is the bush, and this is the nut, and we have a washer, and we have our ball and a tapered pin. Okay, so if you don't want to face challenges in assembly drawing, you have to make sure that you know what does a bush look like in real life, not on a paper. Okay, so I'm going to show what does a bush look like. Okay, so this is the bush. As you can see, on our bush we have a wall. And then if you look on this paper, you're going to see this is the wall. Okay, then we have a ball, a bolt, a nut, and a washer. So you see this washer, normally the height or the thickness of a washer is about 3.3 millimeter, and we're given our nut, which is M18. So if you look on the picture, you're going to see what does the nut look like. And we have this tapered pin. Okay, so our tapered pin is different from what is showing on the picture, because ours have a spherical, it's ball ended. Okay, so now I want to assemble these parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one are the same. This is the front view and this is the plan. Okay, so you should be familiar with isometric drawing, geometric drawing, and orthographic drawing. Okay, so if you have challenges in those topics, this topic is going to be hard for you. Okay, for example, you should know what does this shape or what does this part look like in 3D. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like in 3D, but for you to be able to know what it looks like in 3D, you have to be familiar with isometric projection. Okay, changing this information from orthographic, which is front view in the plan, to isometric drawing. Okay, so our part in isometric drawing looks like that. Okay, so now in assembling, there are main methods which are used to assemble these parts. Okay, so the first one, sum with the shape. Okay, so for the shape, as you can see, let's say I don't know what is going here. Let's say I'm totally lost. Okay, but as you can see, we've got this shape and don't know, maybe it's a trapezium. Okay, and if you look here, we have something, we have a throw which is the same shape with this part, so that means this part will fit here. Okay, then here we have our nut, and we have a washer, and we have a bolt. So automatically we're going to put a washer and we're going to put a nut. Okay, then if you look here, we have a small circle here and we have a small circle here. So that means this bush will get inside right here. But some parts may have the same shape, but not same measurements. Okay, you should be very careful. For example, here, as you can see, our bush bearing is a diameter of 30. The diameter of our bush bearing is 30. And if you look here, if you look on the plan, we have a through wall which has a diameter of 30. So that means the bush bearing will fit here. And we've got a radius. We're given information, this is M18. So that means this nut is also M18. So this nut will fit here. Okay. So now, for geometric drawing, on geometry, we're going to draw a curve which is going to touch this circle and this line. So if you don't know geometric drawing, it's going to be a big challenge for you. Okay, but I have videos which explains how to draw arcs with joints, line and straight lines and circles. Okay, so if you want to find other videos like this one, just click on the think tank and you go to engineering drawing playlist. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe. By subscribing, you support us, and you should know that subscribing is free, and you're going to click on the notification bell so that you won't miss our other videos. Okay, so this is the channel where you find videos which are not found on YouTube. Okay, these videos are only found on Think Tank. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw the front view, the sectional front view first. Okay, then our instruction, we want to draw assembled. The instruction is with the item correctly assembled, draw twice the full size. So that means we're going to double our measurements or our dimensions. Where there's 50, we're going to say 50 times 2 and get 100. Okay, so now what I'm going to start with, I'm going to start with the sectional front view. And okay, the sectional front view. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm using 4H for construction lines, HB for outlines. Okay, as you can see, my pencils are very sharp. Okay, so the secret to drawing is sharpening your pencils. If your pencils are very sharp, you're going to obtain some very smooth drawing, and that will be good. Now you should have a 45-degree set square. We're going to use this for etching, and you also need to have your 60-degree set square, especially when you want to draw boards. Okay, so now without wasting time, let's get started. Let's just divide our page into two. Okay, so I want to draw our front view, which is going to be on top. So that means this is my information is in first angle projection. So now what am I going to do? Want to first determine the length of our front view. So the length which ranges from this point to this point. So we have 100 here. And what is the radius of this circle? Okay, it's 25 divided by 2, that's going to be, it's 50 divided by 2, that's going to be 25. So I'm going to say 100 plus 25. And the radius of this circle, which is 40, is going to be 100 plus 25 plus 20, that's going to be 145. And if we say 145 times 2, that's going to give us 290. So I'm going to measure 290. I'm going to use this as my starting point. So from here to here, I'm going to measure 290. So 290, which is 29, is right here. Okay, you can just draw this with the scale 1:1. That would also be cool. I'm going to project this line upwards. And I'm going to project this line upwards. Okay, then we have to measure the height. So the height is going to be 37. Okay, so 37 plus, we have 18 here. So it's going to be 37 plus 18. Then we have the radius of this circle. So it's going to be 27. Let me take my calculator. It's going to be 37 here plus 18 plus the radius from here, which is 10. And that is going to be 65. Okay, so if we say 65 times 2, we're going to have 130. So that means our total height is 130. Okay, so 130 is here. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be my total height. Now what I want to do, we said we're going to put this bush bearing here. Okay, there's something that I haven't explained. So this is the cutting plane. Okay, so that means we're going to split our part into two parts, cutting along this direction. So want to split it, we're going to remove this one. So we're going to see the cross section. Okay, So now what I'm going to do is that, so from here to here I'm going to measure 37. So 37 divided by 2, 37 times 2, that is going to be 74. So I'm going to measure 74 from here. Okay, now I have 74. This is 74 divided by 2. That is going to give us 37. 37, which is here. Okay, for the meantime, I'm just going to redraw this front view. Okay, now what? We're going to measure. We have a diameter of 50 here, and you know what is 50? 50 is going to be 50 times 2, that is going to be 100. Okay, it's good to project these lines downward since we're going to use them to draw the plan as well. Okay, then we have 30 here. 30 times 2, that's going to give us 60. So if we divide this by 2, this line by 2, we say this is 100 divided by 2, we're going to get 50 in order to draw this center line. And now I want to measure 30 on both sides. We're saying the radius of this bush bearing is 15, and 15 times 2, that's going to give us 30. So I'm going to measure 30 here and 30 here. Okay, like this and like this. Okay, now I want to put our bush bearing. Okay, so our bush bearing is a diameter of 30 and it's going to fit directly right here. Okay, but it is got, its thickness is 5 millimeter, so that 5 millimeter is going to be 10. So I'm going to measure 10 millimeter on both sides, 10 here and 10 here. Okay, and we're going to draw want to project them out downwards. Okay, so should have measured 10 here. Okay, okay, like this. And from here to here we have distance of 3, and that is going to be 6. Going to be 6. We're going to project it. Then what else? From here to here we've got 5 times 2, that's going to give us 10. Okay, so I'm going to measure 10 here. We're going to project it along here. Now what? Okay, from here to here we've got 6. It's 3, and 3 times 2, that is 6. If I'm using the scale 1:1, there's no need to multiply this. Just use the original dimensions. Okay, so here we just need a point. Okay, now what? Coming back from this end, I want to measure 40. Okay, so from here we need to measure 40. Times 2, so it's going to be 80. Okay, something like this. Now I also need this center, so I'm going to just project it downwards. Okay, Then we have to measure, we have a distance of 25 here, which is the diameter. 25 divided by 2, that is going to be 12,5. But since I'm multiplying every dimension by 2, so I'm going to measure 25 on both sides. 25 here and 25 here. Okay, let me mark these points, I'm going to need them. Okay, then what is the height? So the height is 25 times 2, that is going to give us 50, and 50 is here. I'm just going to remember these all are my construction lines. I know that my pencil is a big jack. I'm making these construction lines dark so that you'll be able to see them. Okay, then from here to here we've got 22. So 20 divided by 2, that's going to be 11. 11 times 2, I'm going to measure 22 here and 22 here. And after that, we're going to join these two lines using construction line. I'm going to join also this. Okay, and we're going to put this tapered pin right here. Okay, so now we're saying this part is inside this part. So what do we have? We have a distance of 18 from here to here. 18 times 2, that is going to be 36. So we have to elongate this line. 18 times 2, we've said, is 36. So we're going to measure 36. This point 36, which is right here. Okay, then we're going to draw a horizontal construction line. Okay, and the radius of this circle is 10, but we're going to multiply each and every dimension by 2, so it's now 20. So you take your canvas, pin it at 20 right here, and I'm going to draw a circle in order to draw the head of the bow-ended tapered pin. Okay, something like this. You have to make sure that your pencil or your canvas is tight. Okay, now what do we need? We have to draw an arc which is going to touch this circle and this line, and that arc is radius of 6 times 2, that's going to be 12. So I'm going to draw parallel lines parallel to this one. So I'm going to measure 12, but okay, so I'm going to take my canvas. I think that is the most recommended method. Now I've measured 12. Come here, I'm going to strike an arc. Come here, I'm going to strike an arc. And what I'm going to draw, I'm going to join these two arcs using a straight line, and that is going to be the line parallel to this one. After that, what am I going to do? So this curve is going to be exterior to this circle, so I'm going to say 12 plus the radius of this spherical ball. So it's going to be 12 plus 20, and that is going to give me 32. So using this as my center, I'm going to draw an arc right here and an arc here. So the point I've cut, okay, the intersection of this arc and this parallel line is going to be the center for the curve. Now open my canvas at 12. I'm going to draw an arc. Okay, we need something like this. come here, going to do the same again. Okay, something like this. So you can see we have drawn this point, a tapered pin. Now what? You have a small distance from here to here, that is 3 times 2, that is 6. So from this point I'm going to measure 6, so just a point, and I'm going to join these two together. Okay, okay, then we have this direction and dimension rad 3. Okay, so each and every time we see where you don't have the dimensions, we're going to use 3 as our dimensions. Okay, so you're going to see this line is going to touch, you're going to see that this line is going to touch this line, but there's a bit of a curve here, so the radius of that curve is 3, and if you say 3 times 2, that is going to give us 6. So I'm going to measure 6 right here. Okay, and after doing that, what we're going to do, we're going to draw an arc like this one. Okay, we're going to come here again, measure 6, going to draw an arc like this. To radius of 6. Okay, so I shouldn't have drawn this line first, my bad. So now, as you can see, we can now join. Okay, something like this, as you can see. It's now nice. Okay, and I think it's better if I outline some of the parts which I've drawn so that you won't get confused. Okay, so assembly drawing may be confusing, but there's something I want to tell you. This is one of the easiest topics, as long you know what you are drawing in real life. If you don't know what you are drawing, that is going to be difficult. So what you can do, just go to Google, you type the part you want to draw, and you're going to see its components. It's going to be easy for you. But if you don't know what you're going to draw, you need a lot of imagination, and that will make it very hard. Okay, so now let me, okay, but before I draw the outlines, we have a circle here. Let me just draw the circle, which is radius of 3. Okay, so I'm going to draw this circle. Actually, it's a wall on the bush bearing. Okay, this one. So if you're liking my videos, just click the subscribe button. Okay, now what I want to do, this line is going to be visible. Okay, this one is also going to be visible, and this one is also going to be visible. I'm not going to draw this line. This line is not going to be visible anymore since we've just cut it into 2. Okay, but our bush bearing, okay, we need this end, so this is going to be visible, and this is going to be visible, and the inner part of our bush bearing thickness is going to be visible. Okay, So we say our bush bearing is now inside. So we're going to join these lines together. Okay, what else? We want to draw this line, but there's a curve here, and we don't have dimension for that curve, but we're going to use this direction and dimension for D3. So if we say 3 times 2, that is going to give us 6. So coming here, going to strike 6. After striking 6, just going to draw a smooth curve like this one. We're going to do the same here. Going to strike 6 here, and we're going to draw an arc like this one. We're going to join these two lines. Okay, I'm using a red marker so that my drawing will be clear to you. Okay, I've received some complaints. Some of the people saying my videos were not clear, so that's why I come up with the suggestions to use a red marker. I think that will help. Okay, and now I want to join this line. Also want to join this line. Okay, and I'm going to like this. Okay, so this is our front view. Now we have a washer, so that means we're going to put a washer here. Okay, so if say the thickness of our washer is going to be 3, and if say 3 times 2, that's going to be 6, and we're going to put a washer. After putting a washer, we're going to put a bolt. So from here I'm going to measure 6 from here to here. Okay, so 6 is right here. And before I go any further, we have to project these 2 points downward. Okay, this one and this one. So this is going to be our washer, which is here. Okay, so our washer is a radius which is a bit longer than is a bit bigger than our nut. Now I want to draw this nut. Okay, so for drawing this nut, first of all we have to know the height of the nut, the radius of the nut. Okay, so this is an M18 nut. So to calculate the height, we're going to say 0.7 times 18. That is the standard calculation for the height of the nut, and that is going to give us 12.6. and if say 12.6 times 2, that is going to give us 25. So the height of our nut is going to be 25, and 25 is here. Okay, so this is 25 from this point to this point. And now we're going to draw our nut. Okay, there are many methods to draw a nut, but the one which I prefer, I'm going to draw a hexagon. Okay, so what is the radius of my nut? So the radius of my nut is going to be 1.5 of 18, and 1.5 of 18 is 27. And what is 27 times 2? 27 times 2, that is going to give us 54. Okay, so open your canvas with radius of 54. Let me just use this point as my reference point. Okay, and I'm going to open my canvas with 54. Okay, so 54 is going to be the diameter. I'm sorry, that is the diameter, so that means the radius will be still 27. Okay, 27. And I'm going to draw a circle. After that, I'm going to take my 60-degree set square. I want to draw a hexagon. So what I'm going to do, just going to draw the tangent right here. Do the same here. Do the same here. And do the same here. After that, we're going to join these two lines. Okay, now that I have my hexagon, okay, I think it's wise if I outline it. Okay, but this is just the plan which I'm going to use to draw this nut. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, okay, and after that I'm going to project these points upwards. Okay, so I'm going to project this point. I'm also going to project this point, and I'm also going to project this point and this point. Okay, now what? Okay, so the point which I have just projected, let me highlight them here so that I don't get confused, because I have too much construction lines. So this one, we have this one, and we have this one. Okay, so we have said that the height of our nut is 12.6, and 12.6, we've said that 12.6 times 2, I'm sure I've measured 12.6 right here. Okay, now from this point, from the end of your nut, okay, so the end is right here, the end point, which is here, and the other one is here. What we're going to do, we're going to take a 60-degree set square, and we're going to draw a line which looks like this one, and we come here. On the other end, we're going to draw a line like this. Okay, you take your canvas. So the point this line and this line meets, that is going to be your center point. Now you come here on top, right here. What we're going to do, we're going to draw a smooth curve like this. Now take a set square, 60-degree set square. So from this point, I'm going to draw line which look like this. I'm going to do the same here. On this point, we're going to draw a line. Okay, so the point where the line which you have drawn first meets with the line which you have just drawn. It's going to be the center points for the cap of our nut. Come here on top. Okay, and we're just going to draw an arc here. Come here, make sure on top going to draw in here. Okay, so now we have our nut. So let me outline it. We've said this is our washer. Okay, so let's just draw something that looks like this. Okay. Okay, so we say this is okay, with something that looks like this, and our nut. Let us outline our nut. We have a washer here, so I'm starting from here. Okay, and here for board, she's going to extend. So board is going to start from here. And here. Okay, you should have measured a decent length of 25 here, but unfortunately I don't have enough space, so I'm just assuming that this distance is 25. Okay, so we've measured 25. So what we're going to draw, and what we're going to do, we're going to say our m value times 0,1, 18 times 0,1, that's going to give us 1.8, and 1.8 times 2, that's going to give us 3.6. So from this point we're going to measure 3.6. Okay, so 3.6 is somewhere here, and I'm going to draw. Okay, I should have measured 3.6 going downward. Okay, 3.6 going downward, she's somewhere here, and I'm going to construct a line. I'm going to measure 3.6 on the inward again, and 3.6 here again. Like this, and like this. Okay, after that we're going to take a 45-degree set square to draw these ends. Okay, like this, and join these 2 points. We're going to draw the same. Okay, and we're going to join these lines together. Okay, now for our nut, we have draw this case on to outline these 2 curves. Okay, and we're going to have something like this. I want to do something like this, and we have got our washer. Okay, now this is going to be our washer. Okay, let's make sure that these two lines are joined, and the distance that we've measured 3.6 going out, this is the distance, and we want to join these two. Okay, so this is our bolt and nut. Now what do we have? We have to draw these lines. Okay, something like this. Okay, I think we are done on our front view. This is our front view. So the next part is hatching. Our next stage is hatching. Want to hatch, and we hatch using the 45-degree set square. Okay, so let's say you slice this right here. Where there's a circle, we're not going to hatch. Okay, and we're not going to hatch the nut. Okay, then the other thing, if you cut it right here, we're going to let's first hatch our washer. Okay, so to hatch the washer, I'm going to use a 45-degree set square like this one. Okay, we're going to do the same here. So if we hatch a washer, this is what you do. I'm going to cross to indicate that this is a washer. Okay, so should have drawn a construction line here. Okay, now what? So if we cut through here, we're going to slice right here. So this is not a circle, but right you're going to see nothing. But we have a circle here, but this part of the thickness, we have to hatch it. Okay, so when you hatch, we're going to cut the thickness here, right here, and also going to cut right here, and also going to do the same here. So I'm going to take my 45-degree set square and hatch. Okay, I'm not going to hatch on the bush bearing since it's a hollow. Okay, like this. Now what else? Remember, we are still maintaining our drawing principles. Each and every time draw a circle, you have to draw a center line. And this is a circle. And we've got to draw a center line, very long center line. Remember, don't hatch the nut, the bolt, don't hatch the shaft. Okay, and there's something. And we have something like this. Now the other thing that we have to do, want to draw the 6 important dimensions, and that is going to be the width, actually the total height. So we have to show the total height as one of the important dimension. Okay, so what is the total height? They said the total height is 65. So let's dimension right here. And I'm going to write 130. There's no need to write 30 millimeters, since we know that all our dimensions are in mm. Okay, and it says this is 37 times 2, and that is going to give us 74. Okay, the other thing, you have to indicate the total length. Okay, so I'm going to indicate it on the top right here. Okay. They've said this is 145, and we have multiplied it by 2, so it's now 290. Okay, and here on the nut we're going to write M18. Okay, so the calculations which I've used to calculate the height of the nut, so I'm going to write this. Maybe you may need to use them, may need to use this one day. So for the height, just say M times 0.7, and for the radius of the diameter, say M value times 1.5, and for the thickness from here to here, it's going to be M times 0.1. Okay, so this is our front view. I'm not going to draw the plan. Why? Because the plan is, this is the plan. There's nothing that we're going to add, there's nothing that we're going to subtract. Just copy it, and that is the plan. But the front view is the one, because it has to be sectioned. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed my video, I hope you subscribe, you share, and you comment. And if you have anywhere where you didn't understand correctly, don't hesitate to let me know in the comment section, and I'll reply you as soon as I can. Have a good day.